You know, it's blessed be the name when everything's going great, and blessed be the name of the Lord, even if there's pain in the offering and the road is marked with suffering. So, and blessed be the name of the Lord either way. I remember one time singing that song right after I slipped on the steps in the ice storm about 2 or 3 years ago. Slipped on the steps on my way over here, and this, fell right on my back. Like, it was really painful, and I kind of walked in. People helped me carry my gear. I walked in. I'm playing the song. I was like, blessed be your name of the Lord when there's pain in the offering. And it's like, oh. And I was telling Allie, it really hurts. Like, it really hurts. And I did that worship set, and then the second through was 11:30. Did it again. It was really hurt. And there's pain in the offering, and the roads marked with suffering. It really hurts. No lie. So the rest of the day, I was like, it really hurts. It really hurts. I go to the doctor. I had broken 2 ribs. It's like, no wonder it really hurts so bad. So I hope that there's not that kind of pain in your offering. All right, I have a couple announcements. One is that the India missions trip is hosting their bake sale outside. The Shanti Sweet Shop is open for your patronage today, so I hope that you'll stop by and take a look at what they have. Fantastic baked goods, and believe it or not, they even have baked goods for your dogs. So they say, Tom and Barbara Amato told me they don't have baked goods for dogs in India, but we do have them here. They may have them for cows in India, but not for dogs. But please stop by. Also, I want to say hello to you guys in the Life Center. Just wave to that little camera under the projector there. That's the Life Center worship, and that's taking place right now with Pastor Jamie. So glad that you are all here. A few other things. One is that this week is the annual conference, and we call it camp meeting because that was what it originally started as, but now it's the Pillar of Fire annual conference. And so in just a moment, I'll have Bishop Joe Gross come, and he could start making his way up and tell us a little bit about that. And 2 other things. One is in your bulletin. The Israel trip. March 3rd, we are going to Israel, and I would love to take a whole busload. Now, we announced the trip a couple weeks ago, and it's already filling up, and quite honestly, we're starting to get towards the waiting list. I know it's an expensive trip. It's $2,900, but it's a life-changing trip. If you are able to make this trip, if it's on your heart to make this trip, I think it would be a fantastic, life-changing trip for you. The Word and the land and the people all come together in Israel. You'll never read the Bible the same way again. I've been many times, but this trip is different. We're going down to Eilat. I've never been to Eilat, the southernmost city in Israel, right on the Red Sea. I'm hoping that if God puts it on your heart and makes a way for you, that you can come, but you need to respond soon because the trip is filling up. And one more thing is the Thursday night Bible study is going to resume this Thursday night, and it's going to be worship in the Word. So we'll have the worship band at the Life Center, and then we'll also be sharing scriptures like we normally do for Thursday night Bible study. And you're welcome to come Thursday at 7. Now, please welcome the General Superintendent of the Pillar of Fire Central Board. He's like the chief guy on the totem pole, under God, of course. But he is a fantastic brother in the Lord. He loves Jesus. And he's going to just tell you a little bit about Pillar of Fire for this week. God bless you, Joe.
How much time do I have?
1 hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, my. All right. I won't use more than the first hour, I promise. It is really good to be here. We don't have multiple services in the branch of the Pillar where I live and serve, which is so much better than here. We had a heat wave recently, and it got all the way up to 73 degrees. I live in coastal California, just south of San Francisco, so we have a marine climate. Oftentimes there is fog mixed in, and then the sun breaks through, but the temperatures are very, very inspiring. Last week I was in Colorado, and you've probably heard about the fires and the heat wave in Colorado. And it was so good to duck back under the clouds of the Pacific Ocean in Pacifica for a few days. And then I came back here, and lo and behold, greeted with heat again. So I really empathize with you people. But I also rejoice with you. I enjoyed the service so much last night, and Raphael fighting through the problem that he has with his voice Raphael, you gave a really Christ-honoring, wonderful message, and I was blessed in my soul. I'm at the age in life where I do quite a bit of reflecting over the course of my life, and sometimes that reflection is an observation of the generations following me, and also the generations that preceded me as part of this organization. And I have moved largely to an increased attitude of heartfelt gratitude and thankfulness that I have been, by God's grace, able to be involved in ministry. And I would encourage you, and I know a lot of you are involved in some level of ministry with the Zarephath Christian Church. You are blessed if you can do that. Sometimes when you're involved in ministry, there are really bumps in the road, there are really hard times, and it might seem like, is it really worth it? Am I wasting my time? Is this an effort in futility? But if we are laboring and doing all that we do for the glory of our Savior, it is worth it. And there's an old chorus we used to sing, I don't know if you do here, it will be worth it all when we see Jesus. You maybe know that. But there's a word that has been used repeatedly that is really embodies the spirit that I'm trying to describe to you, that the Lord has blessed me with, and it's the word Ebenezer. How many are familiar with the word Ebenezer? Have you heard the phrase, I'm going to raise an Ebenezer? Hitherto by your help I have come. And I think every one of us have Ebenezers that we could say, up to this point the Lord has helped and directed. And I would like to say that for the cause of the Pillar of Fire. We've been through very devastating times because of floods. I don't need to tell you about that. It has impacted this campus very, very heavily. I applaud the church here for restoring this facility. Going back quite a few decades, I was here and I helped to carry mud, and I walked on these beams when they were being put in place. We could slide them across the concrete bearing surface of the top of the wall. The bottom of the beam, from where you're sitting, looks like the bottom goes into the wall, but it doesn't. There's a gap there, so the whole beam can be slid along. So we had big pry bars, and we were moving them and measuring and getting them spaced properly. And they're still here. They've survived 200-year floods within, 12 years? Something like that. And here you are worshiping. So there's an Ebenezer we could raise right here. Hitherto by the Lord's help you have come. And I was happy to see Hunter Barnes. I've been at City Church and seen him in action, and things are going well, aren't they, Hunter? The church is in a very, very interesting stage of development, and they have a great pastor. You all know Hunter. But I want to tell you, Hunter, there's someone on your tracks. You better keep an eye over your shoulder. About 3 weeks ago in our church, we had the whole book of Jonah recited from memory by a little man about that tall in the 4th grade. He did it word perfect, perfect inflections. His grandmother is a tenured teacher in our school. Anyway, his name is Josiah. So there's another Bible memorizer. Let's all follow their example. The Lord bless you all. It's good to be here.